Welcome back to another episode of my playthrough of Skyrim. Thanks for joining me again. We're here in these Dwemer ruins called Mzulft, doing this Revealing the Unseen quest. This is one we started quite a while ago. It involves the College of Winterhold and this strange sphere we found. And now we're trying to find the staff of somebody. That's what we're doing. If we look at the map, we'll see that we're pretty close, it looks like. Looking for this place called the Oculory. When we entered here, we ran into a guy who was just in his dying breath said something about a crystal, something about an oculory, and we read his journal. Let's take a look at it again. Research log here. Attendant Gavros, the council has become aware of the lack of progress in your group's efforts. They are particularly displeased to learn that your specifications for the focusing crystal were completely incorrect. That's interesting. It says Attendant Gavros. I don't think that the person who died was named Gavros. He had a different name. His name... I thought I put it in my notes. His name was... his name was Gavros. Gavros Plinius or something like that. Okay. The entire Binders Conclave, whatever that is, has worked tirelessly, and the council is quite sure this new crystal will suit your needs. You are herewith entrusted with delivering the crystal to the site, completing your work, and delivering a full report to the council with all possible haste. The council trusts you will deliver the crystal to the oculory personally, and that there will be no further complications. Well, there's obviously been complications, because old Gavros lay dead at the entrance to these Dwemer ruins. He may have mentioned some other names of other people. Maybe, I'm not sure. Here we've got, oh no, a Dwarven spider. And here, suddenly, is a freaking Falmer. Don't have to deal with these annoying guys. Here's a chest we could look in. And we'll take the gold. So why is there a Falmer here all of a sudden? Not liking that. Not that I'm afraid of Falmer. I just don't want to deal with them, man. Here's another dead Falmer here. What do you got? You get some gold. Fair amount of gold for a Falmer. Oil. I'll take the Quicksilver ore. Doesn't really meet my requirements of stuff to keep, but we'll keep it anyway. Why not? Well, we are going to go to the Mzulft Boilery. This is not the oculory at all. This is the Boilery. We still have a lot of work to do, and judging by what we're seeing out here, we still have a lot of opposition to face. So, let's go into the Boilery and see what's up. More, well, there's some Dwarven spiders here. I thought at first I was looking at Falmer, but I guess not. So somebody came through here and took care of these guardians. Somebody did a pretty good job taking these guys out. Let's look at the map, see what the Boilery looks like. We are going up here. It's pretty far away. Pretty far. So we've got our work cut out for us. Hope you enjoy Dwemer ruins, because we're going to be spending quite a bit of time in them. Boy, who took out all these guardians? There's so many. Which way do I want to go? Guess we could take a look over here. See what this is. Looks kind of interesting. Oh, here's one of those researchers. We're gonna take his robes. They're worth quite a bit. Sorry to leave you there naked, dude. I do feel bad about that, but, gold is gold, you know. You understand. Some stuff here I'm not interested in picking up. Detected. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. He snuck up behind. That was fantastic. Really cool. I was like, hey, I've been detected. Turn around. See this gloom lurker lurking in the gloom. That was pretty cool. Like out of a horror movie. That was fantastic. That was great. I just can't tell you how much I enjoyed that. That was great. Here's a Dwarven metal ingot. We'll take it from that bowl. Stone bench here. Nothing I'm interested in here, so this is going to take us back to where we started. Make sure we're not missing anything cool. I mean, that's pretty cool. Can't loot it, though. Alright, let's continue on. Gotta keep an eye out for gloom lurkers. Where was this guy? That's what I want to know. Where was he hiding? Ah, look at this. Do you think... were they up there, maybe? I really want to know where he was. And if I could have seen him. Maybe they're traveling through those little openings up there. I mean, I totally did not see him. That was awesome. Very cool. That's the first time I've seen the game do that. I guess that's why I'm so pleased. So tickled by it. We've got somebody up there. Another gloom lurker. Might as well go back to lurking in the gloom, buddy. They're kind of dumb. It's kind of disappointing. I mean, I like that I'm able to hit him from afar. But I mean, come on, dude. It takes a good 2 seconds for the flame to get to you. Surely you could dodge out of the way. It's just kind of dumb. I missed him. Huh. Interesting. Normally when it gives you that third-person view, it's because you killed them, but didn't happen that time. Interesting. Let's look at my inventory real quick. So, arrows. Look how many arrows I've got. Look at all these. So, every once in a while I get a comment or two about why do I keep picking up arrows, especially crappy ones, and my answer is always, they don't weigh anything, why not? You know? And a couple episodes ago I used some of these crappy arrows to shoot some targets. But then somebody spoke my language and said, hey, you know, if you sell those arrows, you could make like 20,000 gold. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I could, couldn't I? So it's an interesting thought. I mean, I really don't need this many arrows. I mean, at the very least, I could probably sell off these, make like 600 gold here or something. Well, if I find myself in dire need of gold, I have that in my pocket. So yes, that was a very good point. You who made the point about I could sell those. I hadn't considered that. But, I mean, I don't know. I say this all the time. Do I need gold? And, you know, a couple people have reminded me that I'm missing opportunities. I should be training. But I haven't kept track of who teaches things, so I don't really know who to go to for training. You know, a lot of people that I find now, I am too high of a level for them to train. So I don't really know who I'd go to. And I really don't know if I care that much because, yeah, every once in a while I come up against a bit of a challenge, but even playing at expert difficulty, I'm not finding the game too terribly difficult. Not complaining. I'm okay with that. I don't need to be super challenged. It gets frustrating for me when that happens. I do like a challenge, but I don't like to die all the time either. But anyway, my point is that even though I'm playing on expert difficulty, I'm doing fine. I don't feel like I need to go out of my way to pay for that training and seek out those who train. But, point taken nonetheless. We're just going to look around in here. See if anybody hit anything cool behind these pillars here. Maybe there's a chest hiding behind them. Where do you think you're going? My sneak is increased. Ouch. No, 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 no. Farmer, we shouldn't have too much trouble taking out. Hey, 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 stop that. That's my friend. You're frost freezing. It's not cool, man. We use fire around here, not frost. Oh, this is some interesting looking stuff here. Got a gate here we can unlock. Not really sure why I want to go in there.
I suppose the warmth in this place comes from all the hot steam vents.
Oh yeah, you're probably right about that. Ooh, this blister wart's worth quite a bit. What's this on the ground here? Nothing I'm interested in. We got a little table here. A bit of poison on the table here. I don't want to be invited to this meal. They're serving poison. Virulent poison. Potent paralysis poison. A lot of poisons going on around here. Got a gate here we can open. Gotta keep my eye out for Farmer jumping down behind me. So I'm real curious about this place. Why is this locked? Let's see if we can get in here. See if there's any reason to go in here. Oh, this is going to be a pretty tough one, I feel like. Or not. Nice. You got anything good? What about you? What about you? Oh, there's one of those cores. That's what I was trying to remember in the last episode. Dynamo core. Sapphire's worth 4,000. Why are all these guys destroyed in here in like this cage? Okay, well that was kind of cool. You can have a seat on the bench here. So I mean, was this kind of like a little prison here or something? Don't know. I don't know. I mentioned last episode that these Dwemer places are cool, but they're just hallways. There's no rooms really. Where did the people live? Where did they eat? Where did they hold conference meetings? Where? It's just a bunch of hallways. I don't know. I think it's kind of a... I don't know if I want to say design flaw, but it just seems overlooked. It doesn't look to me like a place where people lived. That's really neat looking. Not sure what I'm looking at, but it's kind of cool looking. Going into caves now. We've, I don't know, maybe we've exited the Boilery. Maybe we're in a part of the city that has collapsed. I don't know. Oh, these damn things. I do not like them. Yeah. I've been using the hell out of that spell, man. Right? You would think that, that's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at this. Oh, crap. Damn it. Shoot. Now I have to level up. I wanted to see where I was in destruction. I'm at 71. Let's do our magicka. So I'm at 71 in destruction, and I think I've looked through here several times, and I don't think that there's anything I'm really interested in getting here. I mean, I couldn't get expert destruction even if I wanted it, but I'm not so sure I want expert destruction. I'm quite happy with what I believe are adept level spells. What's going on over here? Oh, some more moonstone. We gotta mine this, man. Yeah, we gotta get the moonstone. You just don't see moonstone every day. Like I said, plus sometimes you get precious stones. It certainly makes it worthwhile. And these egg sacs, I believe they're worth quite a bit too, aren't they? Chorus eggs, yeah. Value to weight ratio is quite nice on those.
Among other things, the Dwemer were expert trap makers. Watch the floor for tripwires and false blades.
Oh, okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. He's just trying to help. Farmer gonna jump down from up there? Could be. It could happen. I'll take the eggs and the gold. Although I think I'm probably getting pretty close to my encumbrance limit, but that's okay. I've got my pack mule here. He will help out, and he will do it gladly, because Vorstag is awesome. Probably the first follower I've had that doesn't complain every time I want him to do something. Oh, he's got a friend. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. I gotta be careful now. Just die. Nice.
I'll see you in pieces.
He down. Thought I heard something else lurking over there. What do you got? You don't look so surprised. These Falmer appear to like poison. Seems like they've always got some lying around. Yeah, I still hear something walking around over here. At least I think I do. Something's making a sound. Oh, I guess it's just that fire crackling over there, perhaps. What do you got? Nothing I'm interested in. Hey, you got that torch, buddy? Why don't you get out that torch for a stack? We could use a torch in here. Be useful. Why aren't you getting out the torch? Here's a cool chest we could look in. Give me some arrows. Pine thrush egg. Not really worth picking up, I don't think. However, moonstone ore. We're going to mine it. Nice. You just need to be a little patient, that's all. It's kind of hard to see in here. It's mist. I find it difficult to see. Got some more egg sacs. I mean, I feel like I'm missing something. It's so hard to see in here. Missing a path or something. Even the map is a little hard to see. So it looks like there used to be a tripwire here that's been triggered. Not sure who triggered it, and I'm not sure what happened when it was triggered. Oh, there you go. This thing comes spinning out. Look at that. That's kind of scary. So I'm not sure why we didn't trip it, why it was already tripped. But, you know, just as Vorstag said, you got to keep an eye open for this kind of stuff. Be traps anywhere. He wasn't really talking about Falmer traps. Talking about Dwemer traps. Oh, couple dudes coming around. Here's a Synod researcher here. I'm gonna leave him there naked. Lurk this. Yeah. We gotta go take care of this guy the old-fashioned way. A night prowler. Oh, you think you're bad, don't you? That was pretty cool. Don't you think? I thought that was cool. I liked that. Give me that staff of firebolts. You don't need that anymore. That guy actually had a potion of healing on him. So we got a basket here. Ruined book. I was kind of hoping this would be a little book to tell us a little bit about this researcher who we found back here. So it looks like he was bringing lunch back here when he got attacked by Falmer, maybe. Stupid Falmer. Ruining lunch. It's sacred. You don't ruin a man's lunch. You wait till he's done with his lunch before you kill him. Falmer. You have no respect. Oh, look at this guy. What are you doing, dude? Or madam? With those robes on, I can't tell one way or the other. But, you can drag these people around. Let's see here if we could turn her over on her back. Make her more comfortable. Maybe not. What the hell am I doing? I was reading some comments or something and somebody mentioned dragging the bodies around and I was like, I never do that. Just wanted to do it. It looks like a gate, but it's not really blocking anything. Let's keep going. Okay, we got a path going that way. I hate this mist. I hate it. It's just obscuring my vision. I don't like it. Oh, he's coming. Get away from me. Oh, I've been poisoned. Look at my health. That dwindled super quick. That's some nasty poison. You don't want to let those guys get close to you. They'll take a bite out of you and poison you, as we just saw. And they don't even really have anything on them that I'm interested in. Stupid things. Looks like we're maybe getting back to the ruins. Hey, Vorstag, get out of my way. And Vorstag knows I'm just playing around. We're buddies now. We like to joke around with each other. There's a chest down here that I almost missed. Got some pretty cool stuff in it. Are you just gonna let me walk past that, Vorstag? I see you over there. Another lurker of the gloom. Why so gloomy? Is it because you're on fire? Ah, my destruction has increased to 72. Look at this move. Gonna flank me. Nice try. Nice job, Vorstag. Looked like he kind of jumped up and shot that. Here's some Dwarven machinery. Doing what Dwarven machinery does. Which is just spin and make noises, apparently. Got a door here. But it's going to be locked. Yeah, it's locked. So it makes me wonder... This, makes me think of the Dishonored games. There's a skeleton in there. Where the Dishonored games are so great. There's always more than one way to do something. Like you go over there, the door's locked. You could try to... I think you could pickpocket doors in Dishonored. Or maybe you could use one of your powers to, you know, flip a lever by looking through here. There's just always multiple ways to do things. Here, unfortunately, I think the only thing I can do is try to unlock this. Didn't look like there was anything I could do from the window there. Oh, poo. Boy, that broke fast. Oh, poo. I hate it when they break that fast. Oh, doggone it. The Lunar Lorcan. That's a book we've read before. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. It says this value is 60. But I don't think I'll get 60 for it when I sell it, but I'll pick it up anyway. And here is a key to the Mzulft room. Is that the room I'm in now? Would it have been possible for me to somehow pull this key towards me through this? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I could do the thing I was just talking about.
The Dwemer created so many wondrous machines, and yet nobody ever followed in their footsteps. Why is that, I wonder?
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a spell I could have used to pull that key towards me to get me into this room. I don't know. I've focused primarily on destruction spells, so I don't know about the other ones. Long hallway there. Are we getting close to our destination? Well, with every step we take, we are getting a little closer, but it looks like we still have a ways to go. Gotta turn around and look behind us every once in a while, make sure nobody's lurking behind us. These look like gravestones to me. So I saw something move. At least I think so. Let's see what's behind this door. Ah, I used the Mzulft room key for this. Hey, quit it. Let's see. See how he does. Oh man, that was a good hit. Good job, Vorstag. Nice. I didn't want to get poisoned, and I didn't want to be shooting my flames with a Vorstag standing right there, so I just stood back and let him take care of it. He did a mighty fine job. An admirable job, indeed. Well, that's kind of neat. A Dwarven helmet. It's really not worth as much as I would like it to be, so we'll just leave it there. Leave it for the next guy. There's a bed here. Okay, well, here we go. I wanted to know where the quarters were. We found somebody's room. But I'm kind of disappointed. There's, no chest in here. There's nothing really for me to loot. So, it just leaves me feeling like I'm missing something. I mean, I guess this Dwarven helmet might be worth something to somebody. It's not to me. Oh, there we go. Here's a chest. Oh, doggone it, I have to unlock this stupid thing. We'll take the silver emerald necklace. Continue to increase my lock-picking skills. Oh, yeah, okay. This was somebody's room. Looks like to me, anyway. And I thought I saw somebody moving down there, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I just saw some steam. Well, this place was called the Boilery, so at least this place seems to have a purpose in its name. Get in there and shoot him with some arrows, will you, buddy? Oh, doggone it, he's gonna get away. Ooh, that's trouble down there. Ouch, somebody just caught me on fire and I don't appreciate it. Let's get that arrow back. Oh, there's water down here. He's got some interesting stuff on him, some different type of armor. Oh. There, shut up. Quit shooting me, I don't like it. Here's a staff, another staff of fire bolts. There's nothing interesting down here. Except for an arrow. That's interesting. I'm interested in arrows. Got a path that way. More of these boilers. Got a path this way. Let's go this way. This is the one that makes it look like it's going to take us to the oculory. Oh, gross. Oh. Guess that door was trapped. Ah, Vorstag. Ouch. Oh, get out of the way, dude. Gosh. It's like all of a sudden I look up and there's Vorstag right in front of me. How does he do that? I don't like those hunter things, man. Look at my health. Took a bite out of me. Let's see what this guy was guarding. So yeah, I think the door was trapped. There's a little hole here. Maybe that's what triggered the trap. Oh, here's a chest here. Dwarven armor of conjuring. Well, it's pretty heavy. Well, I'm gonna be over encumbered anyway. Hey, friend. I want you to carry some stuff for me.
Easily break a blade on the metal skin of a Dwemer construct.
I've heard.
Divine smile on you, friend. Sure, what have you got?
See, I really like this guy. He's like, yeah, man, what do you got? I'll carry it for you. Here, carry this. Carry the blast Gladalax. Ebony greatsword. This thing. Just carry all this heavy stuff. And if you want to use it, go ahead, man. I'm not going to stop you. You know, I'm... That's a quest item, doggone it. This dumb elven bow. Why am I carrying this? I must have picked that up accidentally. Here, have some staffs of firebolts. He's filling up. Yeah, he's maxed out now. But, you know, get me down to 280.
Lead on.
Thanks, Vorstag. I appreciate it, man. There's an extra bonus for you when we get through here. Found some more beds. Maybe this is where, like, the engineers sleep, or whoever it is who works on these boilers. Go back this way now. Go through this other door. Let's see what's waiting for us on the other side of these doors here. Another researcher. How many dudes were out here researching? A lot of researching going on. Wow. This place is huge. The Adrome? Neat. I don't know what an Adrome is, but it sounds cool. Well, you ready for this, Vorstag? Let's go, man. Let's keep going. Somebody up there waiting for us. Hey, where do you think you're going? Have I even hit him once? Oh, I thought I saw a Chorus up there too. Oh, he got me. Nice shot, my friend. Oh, he's using his staff of firebolts. Look at him, he's got two staffs. He's got one staff in each hand. He's dual wielding. Oh my gosh, they both look like flame staffs. He's got an arrow stuck in him. Okay, this guy's shooting arrows. Prepare to be fried to a crisp by me and my friend. There we go. I was like, what are you waiting for, Vorstag? Start using that staff, dude. Chorus. Take your babies from you. Your babies. You, sir. Give me those crappy arrows in both of your ears and your gold. He couldn't hear what I said after I took his ears. Let's look at the map for this place. Oh my goodness. Well, doesn't look like too far away. That's pretty neat. Dude up there. Yeah, hold still. Oh, there's 4 dots there. Former Shadow Master. Not hurting him because he got this ward up. Hey, you better back up. Oh, these guys are hitting me hard. Guess I better do something. I mean, I just assumed they'd go down quickly, but nope. Well, healing. Take these. Hey, die already, you mofo. Oh, that's Vorstag. Don't sneak up right in front of me when I'm swinging my sword, dude. A focusing crystal. It's not worth much, but I'm gonna take it just because I don't see one of those every day. Hey, go back to the gloom, dude. You too. You just don't know what you just walked into, you morons. Look at all this. Sheesh. Look at my health going down. Huh. Not really sure what happened there. Did he shoot me with poison or something? Not sure what happened. Wasn't really paying attention. Just too focused on frying these guys to a crisp. Crispy critters here. Okay. Anybody else want some of this? I mean, there's more to go around. So where does this take us? Look at this. Interesting. I bet you this door is going to be barred. No, it's not. Where the hell are we going? This is neat. Let's see what's on this table. Anything good? More ruined books.
I have a mind to dismantle one of these Dwemer machines. I'd like to see how it works.
Yeah, be my guest, friend. Go ahead. I'm okay with that. I like a curious mind. We got a door here. Look at the map. Looks like it's going to take us to... Well, this is already showing us cleared. Interesting. Wow, there's like 2 different ways to go here. Well, I am going to go ahead and pause here. And we're going to start reading the next Barenziah book. Starting a little earlier because that last Barenziah book was super, super long. And I'm going to guess that this one's probably going to be just as long. I hope you stuck around for the last Barenziah book. Because there's a really interesting story, and I think it's setting up a really rich and interesting world. So if you like lore, stick around while I read the next book. The next Barenziah book. The Real Barenziah, Volume 2, by Anonymous. Barenziah and Strahl settled into Riften, spelled with an O, for the winter, taking a cheap room in the slummier section of town. Barenziah wanted to join the Thieves Guild, knowing there would be trouble if she were caught freelancing. One day in a barroom, she caught the eye of a known member of the guild, a bold young Khajiit named Theris. She offered to bed him if he would sponsor her membership. He looked her over, grinning, and agreed, but said she'd still have to pass an initiation. What sort of initiation? Ah, Theris said. Pay up first, sweetness. This passage has been censored by order of the temple. Aw, man. Straw was going to kill her, and maybe Theris too. What in Tamriel had possessed her to do such a thing? She cast an apprehensive look around the room, but the other patrons had lost interest and gone back to their own business. Oh gosh, she did it right there in the bar? Yeah, they're in a bar room. She did not recognize any of them. This wasn't the inn where she and Straw were staying. With luck, it'd be a while or never before Straw found out. Huh. Okay, I'm guessing Straw didn't know. I thought up there where it said Straw was going to kill her. I don't know. Theris was by far the most exciting and attractive man she had yet met. He not only told her about the skills she needed to become a member of the Thieves' Guild, but also trained her in them himself, or else introduced her to people who could. Among these was a woman who knew something about magic. Katisha was a plump and matronly Nord. She was married to a smith, had 2 teenage children, and was perfectly ordinary and respectable, except that she was very fond of cats, and by logical inference, their humanoid counterparts, the Khajiit, had a talent for certain kinds of magic and cultivated rather odd friends. She taught Barenziah an invisibility spell and schooled her in other forms of stealth and disguise. Katisha mingled magical and non-magical talents freely, using one set to enhance the other. She was not a member of the Thieves' Guild, but was fond of Theris in a motherly sort of way. Barenziah warmed to her as she never had toward any woman, and over the next few weeks she told Katisha all about herself. She brought Straw there too sometimes. Straw approved of Katisha, but not fond of Theris. Theris found Straw interesting and suggested to Barenziah that they arrange what he called a threesome. Absolutely not, Barenziah said firmly, grateful that Theris had broached the subject in private for once. He wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it. Theris smiled his charming, triangular feline smile and sprawled lazily on his chair, stretching his limbs and curling his tail. You might be surprised, both of you. Pairing is so boring. Barenziah answered him with a glare. Or maybe you wouldn't like it with that country bumpkin of yours, sweetness. Would you mind if I brought along another friend? Yes, I would. If you're bored with me, you and your friend can find someone else. She was a member of the Thieves' Guild now. She had passed their initiation. She found Theris useful but not essential. Maybe she was a bit bored with him too. She talked to Katisha about her problems with men, or what she thought of as her problems with men. Katisha shook her head and told her she was looking for love, not sex, that she'd know the right man when she found him, that neither Straw nor Theris was the right one for her. Barenziah cocked her head to the one side quizzically. They say dark elven women are pro-something? Prostitutes, she said, although she was dubious. You mean promiscuous. Promiscuous. Although some do become prostitutes, I suppose, Katisha said as an afterthought. Elves are promiscuous when they're young, but you'll outgrow it. Perhaps you're beginning to already, she added hopefully. She liked Barenziah, had grown to be quite fond of her. You ought to meet some nice elven boys, though. If you go on keeping company with Khajiits and humans and what have you, you'll find yourself pregnant in next to no time. Barenziah smiled involuntarily at the thought. I'd like that, I think. But it would be inconvenient, wouldn't it? Babies are a lot of trouble, and I don't even have my own house yet. How old are you, Barry? 17? Well, you've a year or two yet before you're fertile, unless you're very unlucky. Elves don't have children readily with other elves after that, even, so you'll be all right if you stick with them. Barenziah remembered something else. Straw wants to buy a farm and marry me. Is that what you want? No, not yet. Maybe someday. Yes, someday, but not if I can't be queen. And not just any queen. The Queen of Mournhold. She said this determinedly, almost stubbornly, as if to drown out any doubt. Katisha chose to ignore this last comment. She was amused at the girl's hyperactive imagination, took it as a sign of a well-functioning mind. I think Straw will be a very old man before some day comes, Barry. Elves live for a very long time. Katisha's face briefly wore the envious, wistful look humans got when contemplating the 1,000-year lifespan elves had been granted by the gods. True, few have ever actually lived that long, as disease and violence took their respective tolls, but they could, and one or two of them actually did. I like old men too, Barry said. Katisha laughed. Barenziah fidgeted impatiently while Theris sorted through the papers on the desk. He was being meticulous and methodical, carefully replacing everything just as he'd found it. They'd broken into a nobleman's household, leaving Straw to hover outside as lookout. Theris had said it was a simple job, but very hush-hush. He hadn't even wanted to bring any other guild members along. He said he knew he could trust Barry and Straw, but no one else. "Tell me what you're looking for, and I'll find it," Barry whispered urgently. Theris's night sight wasn't as good as hers, and he didn't want her to magic up even a small orb of light. She had never been in such a luxurious place. Not even the Darkmoor castle of Count Sven and Lady Inga, where she had spent her childhood, compared to it. She'd gazed around in wonder as they made their way through the ornately decorated and hugely echoing downstairs rooms. But Theris didn't seem interested in anything but the desk and the small book-lined study on the upper floor. "Sst!" he hissed angrily. "Someone's coming," Barry said, a moment before the door opened and two dark figures stepped into the room. Theris gave her a violent shove toward them and sprang to the window. Barenziah's muscles went rigid. She couldn't move or even speak. She watched helplessly as one of the figures, the smaller one, leaped after Theris. There were two quick silent stabs of blue light, then Theris folded over into a still heap. Outside the study, the house had come alive with hastening footsteps and voices calling out in alarm and the clank of armor hurriedly put on. The bigger man, a dark elf by the looks of him, half lifted, half dragged Theris to the door and thrust him into the waiting arms of another elf. A jerk of the first elf's head sent his smaller blue-robed companion after them. Then he sauntered over to inspect Barenziah, who was once again able to move, although her head throbbed maddeningly when she tried to. "Open your shirt, Barenziah," the elf said. Barenziah gawked at him and clutched it closed. "You're a girl, aren't you, Barry?" he said softly. "You should have stopped dressing as a boy months ago, you know. You were only drawing attention to yourself. And calling yourself Barry. Is your friend Straw too stupid to remember anything else?" "It's a common elven name," Barenziah defended. The man shook his head sadly. "Not among dark elves it isn't, my dear. But you wouldn't know much about dark elves, would you? I regret that, but it couldn't be helped. No matter. I shall try to remedy it." "Who are you?" Barenziah demanded. "Aye, so much for fame," the man shrugged, smiling wryly. "I am Symmachus, Milady Barenziah, General Symmachus of His Awesome and Terrible Majesty Tiber Septim I's Imperial Army. And I must say it's a merry chase you've led me throughout Tamriel, or this part of it anyway, although I guessed, and guessed correctly, that you'd head for Morrowind eventually. You had a bit of luck. A body was found in Whiterun that was thought to be Straw's, so we stopped looking for the pair of you. That was careless of me. Yet I'd not have thought you'd have stayed together this long." "Where is he? Is he all right?" she asked in genuine trepidation. "Oh, he's fine, for now. In custody, of course." He turned away. "You care for him, then?" he said, and then suddenly stared at her with fierce curiosity, out of red eyes that seemed strange to her, except in her own seldom-seen reflection. "He's my friend," Barenziah said. The words came out in a tone that sounded dull and hopeless to her own ears. Symmachus, a general in the Imperial Army no less, said to have the friendship and ears of Tiber Septim himself. "Aye, you seem to have several unsuitable friends, if you'll forgive my saying so, milady." "Stop calling me that." She was irritated at the general's seeming sarcasm, but he only smiled. As they talked, the bustle and flurry in the house died away, although she could still hear people, presumably the residents, whispering together not far off. The tall elf perched himself on a corner of the desk. He seemed quite relaxed and prepared to stay a while. Then it occurred to her. Several unsuitable friends, had he said. This man knew all about her, or seemed to know enough anyway, which amounted to the same thing. What's going to happen to them? To me? Ah, as you know, this house belongs to the commander of the Imperial troops in this area, which means to say that it belongs to me. Barenziah gasped, and Symmachus looked up sharply. What, you didn't know? Tisk tisk. Why, you are rash, milady, even for 17. You must always know what it is you do, or get yourself into. But the guild wouldn't have... Barenziah was trembling. The Thieves' Guild would never have attempted a mission that crossed Imperial policy. No one dared oppose Tiber Septim, at least no one she knew of. Someone at the guild had bungled badly, and now she was going to pay for it. I dare say it's unlikely that Theris had guild approval for this. In fact, I wonder... Symmachus examined the desk carefully, pulling out drawers. He selected one, placed it on top of the desk, and removed a false bottom. There was a folded sheet of parchment inside. It seemed to be a map of some sort. Barenziah edged closer. Symmachus held it away from her, laughing. Rash indeed. He glanced it over, then folded and replaced it. You advised me a moment ago to seek after knowledge. So I did. Suddenly he seemed to be in high good humor. We must be going, my dear lady. He shepherded her to the door, down the stairs, and out into the night air. No one was about. Barenziah's eyes darted toward the shadows. She wondered if she could outrun him or elude him somehow. You're not thinking of attempting to escape, are you? Aye. Don't you want to hear first what my plans are? What my plans for you are? She thought that he sounded a bit hurt. Now that you mention it, yes. Perhaps you'd rather hear about your friends first. No. He looked gratified at this. It was evidently the answer he wanted, though Barenziah, but it was also the truth. While she was concerned for her friends, especially Straw, she was far more concerned for herself. You will take your place as the rightful queen of Mournhold. Symmachus explained that this had been his and Tiber Septim's plan for her all along, that Mournhold, which had been under military rule for the dozen or so years since she had been away, was gradually to be returned to civilian government, under the Empire's guidance, of course, and as part of the imperial province of Morrowind. But why was I sent to Darkmoor? Barenziah asked, hardly believing anything she had just been told. For safekeeping, naturally. Why did you run away? Barenziah shrugged. I saw no reason to stay. I should have been told. You would have been by now. I had, in fact, sent for you to be removed to the Imperial City to spend some time as part of the Emperor's household. But of course you had, shall we say, absconded by then. As for your destiny, it should be, and should have been, quite obvious to you. Tiber Septim does not keep those he has no use for, and what else could you be that would be of use to him? I know nothing of him, nor, for that matter, of you. Then know this, Tiber Septim rewards friends and foes alike according to their deserts. Barenziah chewed on that for a few moments. Straw has deserved well of me, and has never done anyone any harm. He is not a member of the Thieves' Guild. He came along to protect me. He earns our keep by running errands, and he... Symmachus waved her impatiently to silence. I know all about Straw, he said, and about Theris. He stared at her intently. So, what would you? What would you? She took a deep breath. Straw wants a little farm. If I'm to be rich, then I would like for one to be given to him. Very well. He seemed astonished at this, and then pleased. Done. He shall have it. And Theris? He betrayed me, Barenziah said coldly. Theris should have told her what risks the job entailed. Besides, he'd pushed her right into their enemy's arms in an attempt to save himself. Not a man to be rewarded. Not, in fact, a man to be trusted. Yes, and? Well, he should be made to suffer for it, shouldn't he? That seems reasonable. What form should said suffering take? Barenziah balled her hands into fists. She would have liked to beat and claw at the Khajiit herself, but considering the turn events had taken, that didn't seem very queenly. A whipping. Would 20 stripes be too many, do you think? I don't want to do him any permanent injury, you understand. Just teach him a lesson. Aye, of course. Symmachus grinned at this. Then his features suddenly set and became serious. It shall be done, your highness, milady Queen Barenziah of Mournhold. Then he bowed to her, a sweeping, courtly, ridiculously wonderful bow. Barenziah's heart leapt. She spent 2 days at Symmachus's apartment, during which she was kept very busy. There was a dark elven woman named Drelian, who saw to her needs, although she did not exactly seem a servant, since she took her meals with them. Nor did she seem to be Symmachus's wife or lover. Drelian looked amused when Barenziah asked her about it. She simply said she was in the general's employ and did whatever was asked of her. With Drelian's assistance, several fine gowns and pairs of shoes were ordered for her, plus a riding habit and boots, along with other small necessities. Barenziah was given a room to herself. Symmachus was out a great deal. She saw him at most mealtimes, but he said little about himself or what he had been doing. He was cordial and polite, quite willing to converse on most subjects, and seemed interested in anything she had to say. Drelian was much the same. Barenziah found them pleasant enough, but hard to get to know, as Katisha would have put it. She felt an odd twinge of disappointment. These were the first dark elves with whom she'd associated closely. She had expected to feel comfortable with them, to feel at last that she belonged somewhere with somebody as part of something. Instead, she found herself yearning for her Nordic friends, Katisha and Straw. When Symmachus told her they were to set out for the imperial city on the morrow, she asked if she could say goodbye to them. Katisha? He asked. Aye, but then, I suppose I owe her something. She it was who led me to you by telling me of a lonely dark elven girl named Barry who needed elven friends, and who sometimes dressed as a boy. She has no association with the Thieves' Guild, apparently, and no one associated with the Thieves' Guild seems to know your true identity save Theris. That as well. I prefer that your former guild membership not be made public knowledge. Please speak of it to no one, your highness. Such a past does not become an imperial queen. No one knows about Straw and Theris, and they won't tell anyone. No, he smiled a curious little smile. No, they won't. He didn't know that Katisha knew then, but still, there was something about the way he said it. Straw came to their apartment on the morning of their departure. They were left alone in the salon, although Barenziah knew that other elves were within earshot. He looked drawn and pale. They hugged one another silently for a few minutes. Straw's shoulders were shaking, and tears were rolling down his cheeks, but he said nothing. Barenziah tried a smile. So we both get what we want, eh? I am to be queen of Mournhold, and you'll be lord of your own farmstead. She took his hand, smiled at him warmly, genuinely. I'll write you, Straw, I promise. You must find a scribe so you can write to me too. Straw shook his head sadly. When Barenziah persisted, he opened his mouth and pointed at it, making inarticulate noises. Then she realized what it was. His tongue was gone, had been cut off. Barenziah collapsed onto a chair and wept noisily. But why, she demanded of Symmachus when Straw had been ushered away. Why? Symmachus shrugged. He knows too much. He could be dangerous. At least he's alive, and he won't need his tongue to raise pigs or whatever. I hate you, Barenziah screamed at him, then abruptly doubled over and vomited on the floor. She continued to revile him between intermittent bouts of nausea. He listened stolidly for some time while Drelian cleaned up after her. Finally, he told her to cease, or he would gag her for her journey to the Emperor. They stopped at Katisha's house on their way out of the city. Symmachus and Drellien didn't dismount. All seemed normal, but Barenziah was frightened as she knocked on the door. Katisha answered the knock. Barenziah thanked the gods silently that at least she was all right. But she'd also obviously been weeping. In any case, she embraced Barenziah warmly. "Why are you crying?" Barenziah asked. "For Theris, of course. You haven't heard? Oh dear, poor Theris. He's dead." Barenziah felt icy fingers creeping round her heart. He was caught stealing from the commandant's house. Poor fellow, but that was so foolish of him. Oh, Barry, he was drawn and quartered this very dawn by the commandant's order. She started to sob. "I went. He asked for me. It was terrible. He suffered so before he died. I'll never forget it. I looked for you in Straw, but no one knew where you'd both gone to." She glanced behind Barenziah. "That's the commandant, isn't it? Symmachus." Then Katisha did a strange thing. She stopped crying and grinned. "You know, the moment I saw him, I thought, this is the one for Barenziah." Katisha took a fold of her apron and wiped it across her eyes. "I told him about you, you know." "Yes," Barenziah said, "I know." She took Katisha's hands in each of hers and looked at her earnestly. "Katisha, I love you. I'm going to miss you. But please don't ever tell anyone else anything about me. Ever. Swear you won't. Especially not to Symmachus. And look after Straw for me. Promise me that." Katisha promised, puzzled though willing. "Barry, it wasn't somehow because of me that Theris was caught, was it? I never said anything to Theris to him." She glanced over at the general. Barenziah assured her that it wasn't, that an informant had told the Imperial Guard of Theris's plans, which was probably a lie, but she could see that Katisha plainly needed some kind of comfort. "Oh, I'm glad of that. If I could be glad of anything just now. I'd hate to think. But how could I have known?" She leaned over and whispered in Barenziah's ear. "Symmachus is very handsome, don't you think? And so charming." "I wouldn't know about that," Barenziah said dryly. "I haven't really thought about it. There have been other things to think about." She explained hurriedly about being Queen of Mournhold and going to live in the Imperial City for a while. "He was looking for me, that's all, on orders from the Emperor. I was the object of a quest, nothing more than some sort of a goal. I don't think he thinks of me as a woman at all. He said I didn't look like a boy, though," she added in the face of Katisha's incredulity. Katisha knew that Barenziah evaluated every male she met in terms of sexual desirability and availability. "I suppose it's the shock of finding out that I really am a queen," she added, and Katisha agreed that yes, that's true. That must have been something of a shock, although one there was no likelihood of her ever experiencing firsthand. She smiled. Barenziah smiled with her. Then they hugged again, tearfully for the last time. She never saw Katisha again. Or Straw. The royal party left Riften by the great southern gate. Once through, Symmachus tapped her shoulder and pointed back at the portals. "I thought you might want to say goodbye to Theris too, Your Highness," he said. Barenziah stared briefly but steadily at the head impaled on a spike above the gate. The birds had been at it, but the face was still recognizable. "I don't think he'll hear me, although I'm quite sure he'll be pleased to know I'm fine," she said, seeming to sound light. "Let's be on our way, General, shall we?" Symmachus was clearly disappointed by her lack of reaction. "Aye, you heard of this from your friend Katisha, I suppose?" "You suppose correctly. She attended the execution," Barenziah said casually. If he didn't know already, he'd find out soon enough. She was sure of that. "Did she know Theris belonged to the guild?" She shrugged. "Everyone knew that. It's only lower-ranking members like me who are supposed to keep their membership secret. The ones higher up are well known." She turned to smile archly at him. "But you must know all that, shouldn't you, General?" she said sweetly. He seemed unaffected by this. "So you told her who you were and whence you came, but not about the guild." "The guild membership was not my secret to tell. The other was. There's a difference. Besides, Katisha is a very honest woman. Had I told her, it would have lessened me in her eyes. She was always after Theris to take up a more honest line of work. I value her good opinion. She afforded him a glacial stare. Not that it's any concern of yours, but do you know what else she thought? She also thought I'd be happier if I settled down with just one man. One of my own race. One of my own race with all the right qualities. One of my own race with all the right qualities who knows to say all the right things. You, in fact. She grabbed the reins preparatory to assuming a brisker pace, but not without singing one final irresistible barb. Isn't it odd how wishes come true sometimes, but not in the way you want them to? Or maybe I should say, not in the way you would ever want them to. His answer so took her by surprise that she quite forgot about cantering off. Yes, very odd, he replied, and his tone matched his words exactly. Then he excused himself and fell behind. She held her head high and urged her mount onward, trying to look unimpressed. Now, what was it about his response that bothered her? Not what he said, no, that wasn't it, but something about the way he said it. Something about it made her think that she, Barenziah, was one of his wishes that had come true. Unlikely as this seemed, she gave it due deliberation. He had found her at last after months of searching, it seemed, under pressure from the Emperor, no doubt, so his wish had come true. Yes, that must be it. But in a way, apparently, not altogether to his liking. This is a good story. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you enjoyed this episode as well. If you did, just let me know. Leave me a like or a comment. Thanks for watching. I sure hope you join me again in the next episode.